everyone. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu hal adullukum ala tijaratin tunjikum min adzabin alim tu'minuna billahi wa rasulihi wa tujahiduna fi sabilillahi bi amwalikum wa anfusikum dzalikum khairul lakum in kuntum ta'lamun. The Honorable, the Head of English Education Department, Zulfikri SSMA, the Honorable Advisor, reviewers, and all lecturers, the Honorable all audiences of this seminar. First of all, let's thank the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given us some mercies and blessing so that we can attend this seminar without any troubles and obstacles. Secondly, salawat and salam may always be given to our Prophet Muhammad SAW who has guided us from the darkness to the lightness. I would like to introduce myself. I'm Lara Moriza. I will be your master of ceremony of this seminar. On this occasion, allow me to introduce you to today's agenda. There are presentation, evaluation, answer and question session, and closing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's open this seminar proposal by reciting this basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. On today's seminar, we have 4 presenters. The first presenter is Ade Imas Nurwulandari with the title The Effectiveness of Using Anagram Games of Students English Vocabulary Mastery. The second presenter is Dwi Purnama with the title The Effect of Using Scrabble Games on the Students' Achievement in Vocabulary. The third presenter is Widya Sani Hasibuan with the title An Analysis on Students' Perception of English Reading Anxiety. The fourth presenter is Andra Amelia with the title Students' Anxiety in Speaking English at SMA Ausia 3 Medan. All presenters have a seat, please. Next agenda will be a presentation. For the first presentation will be conveyed by Ade Imas Nurwulandari with her advisor, Sir Haji Asnawi SPDM Home, the first reviewer, Ms. Nazriani Lubis SPDM Home, and the second reviewer, Ma'am Waryati SPDM Home. Ade Imas Nurwulandari, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Head of English Education Department, Ma'am Zulfikri SSMA, the Honorable Sir Haji Asnawi SPDM Home as my advisor, the Honorable Ms. Nazriani Lubis SPDM Home as my first reviewer, the Honorable Ms. Waryati SPDM Home as my second reviewer, and the Honorable all of my lecturer and the audience. Thanks to moderator who give me the opportunity to present my research proposal. I'm Ade Imas Nurwulandari. Let me present my research proposal under the title The Effectiveness of Using Anagram Games of Students' English Vocabulary Mastery. The background of the research, why this proposal should be researched further, namely first, the lack of English vocabulary for junior high school students. Second is many students feel bored with vocabulary learning. The third is most vocabulary learning uses simple learning technique and uses of method in vocabulary learning. Next slide. There are 2 identification of problem. The first is students have difficulties in speak English because they do not master vocabulary. The second is students feel bored because teaching vocabulary is very simply and not use more creative media. Based on the identification of the problem above, this research limits the problem, namely, the research is focused on students' vocabulary skill on teaching content words such as verb, noun, and adjective that EFL students have through anagram games. In accordance with the research background and research limitation above, the research problem can be formulated as follows. Is there any significant effect of using anagram games on students' vocabulary learning achievement? Here the objective of the problem in in this research is to find out the effectiveness of using anagram games on student English vocabulary and increasing students' vocabulary. The significance of the research. First, theoretical. The result of this study are expected to support and complement previous theories, provide new experience for writers about anagram games on English vocabulary mastery. The second is practical. For students, this research is expected to increase knowledge and can be used as a reference tool. For teachers, this research also is expected to be a reference for various new methods for teachers in carrying out the teaching and learning process. For researchers, this research can pay more attention to students' perception in a unique, creative, and effective teaching style. For the reader, this research is expected to increase knowledge and provide extensive information. Here, the definition of vocabulary based on Faugiati 2010. Vocabulary is a basic component and an important aspect of knowledge-based learning for language learners. Vocabulary is a language model for ordinary language novice. Here, the type of vocabulary based on Thornbury 2002. Here, he said that components of speech are divided into nouns, pronouns, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and determinants. But this research has the main focus in teaching content words such as first, noun, and adjective. From some understanding of the vocabulary, we must also be reliable in mastering vocabulary because vocabulary mastery is an expert in information of meaning of words, spelling the proper words, writing words into sentence, and saying phrase efficiently. And by introducing vocabulary through games is applied through an activity. Games is an interesting activity using a role. It can be used to learn English in fun way. According to Collins, he said that anagrams are a good approach for teaching vocabulary. Anagram is a sort of educational method that is beneficial for junior high school. In this research, researchers use with experimental design because in the pre-observation, the researchers found several weaknesses and problems during the vocabulary teaching and learning process. The researchers took two groups as research sample, namely experimental class and control class. The students who came the population of this research were students of class 8 SMP Negeri 2 Deli Tua with a total number of 256 students who were divided into 8 classes. The sample of this research is taken from 2 classes which are 82 as a control class that is taught without anagram technique and 83 as an experimental class that is taught by using anagram technique. Therefore, the researchers use purposive sampling based at the ideals and concern of the researchers in choosing the sample. This research used an instrument research inside the form of a vocabulary test. The pretest look at and post-test were administered the use of a test. There were 3 steps in collecting the data. They are pretest, treatment, and post-test. In analyzing the data, the result of the data were analyzed by using statistical system which consists of mean, standard deviation, and dependent test. Well, that's all
Well, next, the second presentation will be conveyed by Dwi Purnama with her advisor Rini Fadila Putri SPDM Home. With her advisor Membrini Fadila Putri SPDM Home. The first reviewer Professor Ahmad Lawal Hasibur MPD, and the second reviewer Mem Nurafni Siregar SPDM Home. To Dwi Purnama, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Head of English Education Department, Mem Zulfitri SSMA. The Honorable Membrini Fadila Putri SPDM Home as my advisor. The Honorable Professor Ahmad Laut Hasibuan MPD as my first reviewer. The Honorable Mem Nur Afni Siregar SPDM Home as my second reviewer. And the Honorable all of my lecturers and the audiences. Thanks to moderator who give me the opportunity to present my research proposal. I'm Dwi Purnama. Let me present my research proposal under the title The Effect of Using Scrabble Games on the Students' Achievement in Vocabulary. First, introduction of background of the research. The first, good vocabulary mastery can make students easier to learn a language. Second, games can help the teacher to make a conducive learning atmosphere in English class. And the third, Scrabble is a fun way to improve the students' vocabulary. The identification of the problem. There are three identifications of problem, namely, first, students have difficulty memorizing new vocabulary because the pronunciation of English vocabulary is very different from Indonesian. The second, most students feel bored to take part in learning English and they think that English is a difficult subject. And the third, the low interest of students in learning English because their teachers still use the traditional way to teach vocabulary and do not use any media. Based on the identification of problem, this research limits the problem only on the effect of using Scrabble games on the students' achievement in vocabulary, especially about adjective. Based on the limitation of the problem, the researcher would like to state the formulation of the problem in the following question. Is there any significant effect of using Scrabble games on the students' achievement in vocabulary? Next is, in answering the problem that have been mentioned previously, the objective of this research is to investigate the significant effect of Scrabble games on the students' achievement in vocabulary. The significance of the research is based on theoretically and practically. Next, from the various steps required to learn English, vocabulary is a word in the language that people use to form sentences, express opinions, and express feelings, which consist of several letters and has meaning. Vocabulary mastery is very important in increasing knowledge in learning language. To see mastery students' vocabulary and what researchers want to see from the test that is part of the vocabulary itself, like noun, verbs, adjective, and adverb. According to Wright et al., games is an activity that is entertaining and interesting, often challenging, and an activity where students play and usually interact with other people. Scrabble games is a board game in which players to make words from letters print on small plastic blocks
and connect them to words that have already been placed on the board. The design of the research. This research will employ the quantitative research with experimental design. The population of this research is grade 7 student of SMP Negeri 2 Deli Tua, totaling 256 people, which are divided into 8 classes, and the sample, namely class 7-1 with 32 students as control class and 7-4 with 32 students as experimental class. The total sample are 64 students. This research will use vocabulary test with multiple choice. The technique of collecting data, the first, giving pretest to experimental, giving treatment, and giving post-test. The technique of analyzing data. The data is analyzed by using statistically procedure which consists of mean, standard deviation, and dependent test. Well, that's all about my research proposal. I give it back to the moderator.
Well, the third presentation will be conferred by Widya Sani Hasibuan with her advisor, Mem Zulkifli SSMA. The first reviewer, Professor Ahmad Laun Hasibuan MPD, and the second reviewer, Sir Teguh Satria Amin SPD MHUM. To Widya Sani Hasibuan, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Head of English Education Department, Mem Zulkifli SSMA, is my advisor. The Honorable Professor Ahmad Laun Hasibuan MPD is my first reviewer. The Honorable Sir Teguh Satria Amin SPD MHUM is my second advisor, and the Honorable all of my lecturer and audiences. Okay. Thanks to the moderator who gave me the opportunity to present my research proposal. I am Widya Sani Hasibuan. Let me present my research proposal under the title "An Analysis on Student Perception of English Reading Anxiety." Here the background of the research why this proposal should be research factor, namely the first, most Indonesian students experience anxiety when reading English text. The second is anxiety blocks the mind from understanding the text by distracting the students from unnecessary and irrelevant thoughts about nervous, worry, and stress. The third is analysis of students' perception can provide an overview of students' reading anxiety when reading text in English. Next slide. Here the identification of the problem divided into factor, namely internal factor like lack of student motivation, the external factor like unfamiliar topic and unfamiliar culture. Next slide. Based on the identification above the problem, this research focuses on analysis on student perception of English reading anxiety, which will be carried out the first grade students of SMA Negeri 1 X Songsongan. Next slide. Here the formulation of the problem. In accordance with the research background and research limitation above, the research problem can be formulated as follows. The second is the first is what are the student perception of anxiety when they are reading English text. The second, why does reading anxiety affect student reading skills? The third is how to deal with reading anxiety. Next. Here the objective of the research. In answering the problem that we have been mentioned previously, the objective of this research are the first, to find out the student perception of reading anxiety. The second, to find out the effect of reading anxiety on student reading skills. The last is to find out how to overcome anxiety in reading. Next slide. The significances of the research. This research is expected to add information and can also be used as a reference material related to overcome students' reading anxiety in English. Next slide. Reading anxiety is a real phobia that can be a serious impact on a child's performance in school and other areas of life. Type of anxiety. The first is trait anxiety. The second is state anxiety. Next is the characteristic of anxiety. The first is physical side of anxiety. The second is behavioral characteristic of anxiety. The last is cognitive feature of anxiety. Next slide, please. In this study, the researcher used qualitative descriptive method because the study explored the phenomenon on student perception of reading anxiety. The setting of this research is in SMA Negeri 1 X 01 class 11 MIPA. The data and data source. The research data source can be two categories, namely a primary data source. The second is secondary data source. Next slide. The technique of collecting data. The first is observation, interview, test, and documentation. And the instruments of collecting data. The first is asking student permission to be the subject. The second is gather student to make observation and introduction. The third is serve a text reading test. The fourth is do an interview, then track documentation for evidence. And then the technique of analyzing data. The first is data collection, data display, data reduction, and conclusion. And last is technique of establishing and the trustworthiness. The first is credibility, transferability, defendability, and comparability. Well, that's all about my proposal research. I will give it back to the moderator. Thank you.
Well, the last presentation will be conveyed by Andra Amelia with her advisor Sir Haji Asnawi SPDM, with the first reviewer Mem Zulfikri SSMA and the second reviewer Mem Nurafi Siregar SPDM. To Andra Amelia, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Head of English Education Department, Mem Zulfikri SSMA, the Honorable Sir Asnawi SPDM as my advisor, the Honorable Mem Zulfikri SSMA as my first reviewer, the Honorable Mem Nurafi Siregar SPDM as my second reviewer, and the Honorable all of my lecturers and audiences. Thanks to the moderator who gave me this chance to present my research proposal. I'm Andra Amelia. Let me present my research proposal under the title Student Anxiety in Speaking English at SMA Al-Musliah 3 Medan. Background of the research. Teacher learning is not focusing on student language skill, especially speaking skill. Second, classmate responses that are not as expected. And the last, students are afraid of being lost and if they make mistakes in speaking English. Based on the background, the identification of the research are student fear of making mistakes when speaking English in front of the class. Second, students are afraid of being ridiculed and laughed at by their friends. The third, students are not comfortable speaking English. And the last, students don't know or don't understand what they have to say. Based on in the identification of the problem, the limitation focus on the factor that cause student anxiety in speaking English in the 11th grade at SMA Al-Musliah 3 Medan. The problem of the research. First, what type of anxiety occurs in students of SMA Al-Musliah 3 Medan when speaking English? Second, what are the factors that cause student anxiety in speaking English at SMA Al-Musliah 3 Medan? And the third, why does speaking anxiety occur in students at SMA Al-Musliah 3 Medan? Based on the problem, the objective of the research are to find out the type of anxiety that occurs in students at SMA Al-Musliah 3 Medan when speaking English. The second, to identify what factor cause student anxiety in speaking English at SMA Al-Musliah 3 Medan. And the third, to give reason of speaking anxiety occurs in students at SMA Al-Musliah 3 Medan. The significance of the research based on theoretically and practically. The next is definition of speaking anxiety by Tanfer 2007. The function of speaking, they are talk as interaction, talk as transaction, and talk as performance. The type of anxiety, they are state anxiety and trait anxiety. The factor of anxiety is speaking performance. They are communication apprehension, test anxiety, and fear of negative evaluation. The design of the research, this research will use descriptive qualitative research, and the subject, student of SMA Al-Wasmiyah 3 Medan, in the 11th grade IPA. The instrument of the collecting data, they are observation, questionnaire, and interview. Technique of collecting data, the first will visit the SMA Al-Wasmiyah 3 Medan, and then observation student distribute a questionnaire, interview several students, and analysis the data. Technique of analyzing the data based on Miles and Huberman, they are data reduction, data display, and conclusion drawing of verification. That's all from my presentation. I will give it back to the moderator.
Well, thank you very much to all presenters for the informative presentation. And now we're going to the next section, which is the review session. Well, we finally come to the end of today's agenda. Before we close the seminar, I would like to invite Natula to convey the summary of today's review. Natula, time is yours. Thanks to Natula for the summary. I would like to thank to all the viewers and lecturers. Thanks to the presenters for the informative and interesting presentation. And the last thanks to all the audiences for the very active participation. Thank you so much for your attention, and let's close the seminar by reciting Hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Group are going to face the seminar proposal, research seminar proposal by tomorrow, inshallah. And we have done for the simulation, alhamdulillah. Yeah, we are really waiting for Widya Sani, Ade Imas, Andra, right, and Dwi Purnama. As we know that Andra from the beginning really support all students, being the committee, right? And also the technical IT, right? IT expert to control everything that really need during the process of seminar. We really pray that tomorrow will be really running well. Okay, right. I will start for the review, right? The first one, which one is better from the performance? Absolutely. Number one is that the public speaking way, right? We have two kinds, right? Three kinds actually. Number one is the how you are conveying. It is talking about the public speaking way. You are having the strategy, right, the facial expression and the gesture. And the second is about how you modify the PowerPoint, the slide. And the third one is the content of the PowerPoint. Okay, the first one is about public speaking. Right, do you still remember that again and again when we are talking in front of the floor, what is the important thing that should be really avoided? What is it, Adik Imas?
Itu Miss, yang tatapannya nggak boleh kemana.
Eye contact?
Iya, eye contact.
Kenapa dengan eye contact?
Itu harus benar-benar ditatap audiensnya, siapa yang sedang dibicarakan.
Alright, good. You still remember. So we have to really stare the audience. Natap audience. Tadi ditatap enggak? sedikit. Kenapa tadi nggak ditata banyak?
Karena belum terlalu hafal sama itunya, sama isinya yang di PPT-nya gitu. Jadi kebanyakan baca.
No need to really memorize, but the point is you have to really understand.
Iya.
I do not force or make sure that every single student who really want to convey for the proposal, you have to really memorize all the contents. No need. But the point is you really master it. Master it and you understand the content. That's the point. Why eye contact is important? Kenapa? Harus ditata.
To catch the attention.
To catch the attention? Yes, right. Because you are not only talking by using your mouth. You are not only using your voice. But you also need your eye contact. So, you are really make sure that this is good proposal. By using your eye contact, it is really important to support your presentation. So you have to really stare for the audience. Jadi ditatap, dilihat. For example, on the greetings. To whom are you going to give your gratitude? To the head of English department or to the lecturers? Try to make sure that you know the position of the person who are going to get your gratitude. Alright? So your eye contact, don't just look at, for example, this is my note. The honorable. Right? The honorable Miss A over there. The honorable Miss B over here. Okay? Right. And then what else beside eye contact? Gesture, good. Wow, today the student is quite good. You really understand what actually the important point for public speaking. So what about your gesture just now? The gesture? Gimana tadi gesture yang digunakan?
Belum sempurna.
Belum sempurna. Nanti tonton balik ini videonya ya. Bisa dilihat tadi gimana. Andra masih ingat? Do you still remember? Ya, your gesture when you are having the opening. Do you still remember? Gimana posisi Andra?
Tangannya cuma di samping.
Siap gerak. Posisi bersiap. Ya. Macam mau gerek bendera ya, udah siap dia posisi. Right? So the gesture, what is the function of gesture?
Biar relax juga suasananya.
Right, relax, and then the audience also can really enjoy your presentation. Jadi nggak monoton, nggak jenuh gitu. Gesture is quite important. Jadi body movement boleh sedikit ya, walaupun ini adalah formal presentation. Jadi gerak ke kanan, gerak ke kiri tapi sedikit. Jangan too much, karena kan dia formal. Jadi kamu nggak seperti ketika seperti di TOTS, acara TOTS itu kan banyak dia kan body movement. Ini nggak usah. Tapi kan kamu boleh mengarah ke kanan, ya kan? Di mana MC-nya berada? MC-nya juga back to MC. Jangan you back to MC, MC-nya di catatan you. Back to MC di mana MC-nya berada? MC pun kamu harus kontrol diri juga. MC-nya jangan kemana-mana gitu, tetap posisinya di situ. Jadi presenter pun back to MC, jadi asik dia. Enak. Back to MC di mana MC-nya berada? Back to MC. Oke. Jadi gesturnya sepakati ya, nggak usah terlalu banyak, tapi gunakan tetap gitu. Jadi ketika kamu nunjukin slide ya tangannya ke slide dong. Nah, jangan kaku ke sini dong. Gitu. Oke. Kalau kamu mau misalkan menyebutkan tentang bagaimana nanti ini rancangannya, ya kamu harus menunjukkan facial expression, wajahnya menunjukkan nanti rancangannya. Ini kan namanya rancangan proposal, jadi kamu harus menyampaikan dengan penuh antusias bahwasanya saya akan merancang penelitian saya seperti ini. Proposal adalah rancangan. You have to really emphasize this, ya. You have to really make sure that you understand this point, bahwasanya saya merancang ini penelitian seperti ini, nanti berikutnya data yang akan diambil seperti ini, prosesnya seperti ini, yang melatar belakangnya adalah ini, permasalahannya ini, inilah yang mau diselesaikan. Kamu menceritakan, menyampaikan gagasan proposal kamu. Oke? Nah, kemudian apalagi kira-kira? What else? Facial expression sudah, gesture, ya. Intonation. Kenapa dengan intonationnya? Kenapa intonation perlu? Kenapa intonation perlu? Intonation kenapa perlu? Andra? Dwi?
Dan kalau nggak salah itu juga jadinya giring tentang apa yang kita jelasin, jadi lebih paham lagi audiensnya nggak?
Yes, of course. To really make sure that the audience really catch our point. Jadi inti-intinya yang mana yang lebih penting harus ditekankan sehingga audiens bisa ingat dan paham. Ini bagian ini. Jadi misalkan crucial thing, kamu harus tahu crucial thing dari atau the urgency of this research. Kenapa penelitian ini harus diteliti? Pentingnya apa? Dari mana itu ngambilnya? Dari latar belakang? Iya, masalah background of the research. Jadi hal apa yang melatar belakangi, hal apa yang krusial, yang urgent, sehingga kamu harus menelitinya. Gitu, karena ada permasalahan yang mau diselesaikan. Kan dia berangkat meneliti itu dari sebuah masalah gitu. Jadi intonation nanti ditekankan bagian mana. Misalkan kamu menceritakan teori, kan teori gak harus ditekankan kali, tapi kan kamu mengingatkan, mengkaitkan masalahnya. Teorinya itu seharusnya kan di opening paragraf kan. Apa sih misalkan tema tentang kamu? Kalau misalkan vocabulary, what actually the vocabulary? What kind of problem already done, right? By the students in learning process, in English learning process. Apa dia masalahnya? Seharusnya vocabulary itu seperti apa? Konsep belajar vocabulary, right? Yang disebut dengan belajar vocabulary seperti apa? Harusnya targetnya seperti apa? Yang dikatakan bahwa proses pembelajaran vocabulary itu berlangsung dengan baik. Berarti kan ada targetnya, ya harus tercapai begini. Nah masalahnya apa? Kan tadi ada. Jadi kamu tekankan masalahnya, karena ada masalahnya maka dia harus layak diteliti. Seperti itu. Jadi intonationnya juga nggak boleh datar. Cepet itu bagus. Tadi siapa yang begitu? Iya. Memang kita punya batasan waktu, tapi nggak berarti kita harus kayak train ya. Kereta api harus ada intonation, ada naik turunnya. Jadi ketika opening dia soft, ya kan? Kita lembut, greeting, relax. Senyumnya jangan lupa. Itu facial expression, senyum. You are not robot, right? Bukan robot toh, manusia nih kan, cantik-cantik lagi. Jadi pakai senyum. Jadi kalau you mengucapkan salam, good morning, Diana Rebel, kalau muka you lebih galak lagi dari emak-emak yang lagi marah-marah, kan gimana kondisi sempro itu nanti? Gak enak kan? Gitu. Lebih menegangkan gitu. Jadi audiensnya nonton pun jadi juga terkontaminasi gitu, gak rileks. Jadi kamu nanti menyebarkan suasana stres berat, under pressure. Jadi you harus standby. Again and again, I would like to remind everybody here that you have to really having a pitch control. You have to relax. You may do your good inhale and exhale before you begin your speaking. Waktu di depan sebelum kamu presentasi, jangan langsung misalkan nyampe di depan langsung kayak orang naik kereta itu hidupi, kalau langsung gas lari 100. Tapi hidupi starter, tarik gas pelan-pelan. Kayak dari parkiran. Kalau enggak kan kamu nabrak di parkiran. Enggak enak kan? Jadi gitu juga ketika kamu presentasi ini ya nabrak juga kan enggak enak gitu. Jadi relax pelan dulu. Diana Rebel. Nah, upayakan ciptakan mindset di sini bahwa itu adalah momen yang menyenangkan. Kamu sudah sampai di tahapan sempro, jadi kamu relax. pakai parfum yang menyenangkan, boleh sedikit bermakeup yang minimalis gitu supaya nampak segar. Jadi ketika kamu menyampaikan senyum, rileks lah, mempersembahkan inilah rancangan. Namanya kamu sudah jadi perancang proposal kamu. Nanti ketika sidang berarti kamu pelaksana penelitiannya, sudah mempresentasikan hasil penelitian kamu. Paham ya? Jadi jangan tancap gas dulu ya, Widya Sani.
Iya.
Cepat bagus, mantap. Jadi tepat waktu, tapi juga harus diperhatikan aspek-aspek dalam public speaking. Oke, sudah untuk bagian public speaking udah paham ya? Nah, nanti kita teskan sebentar. Sedikit aja, in brief. Kemudian kita punya untuk pronunciation. Perhatikan baik-baik. Coba kalau mau menghormati kaprodi gimana bilangnya? Bahasa Inggrisnya. Kalau mau memberi penghormatan kepada kaprodi gimana bahasa Inggrisnya?
The Honorable Head of English Education Department.
Udah pas? Tadi ada nggak yang ngucapinnya nggak pas?
The
The hit. Itu ketika mengucapkan the hit itu memang nggak tahu nervous atau slip of the tongue.
Semua benar.
Hah? Semua benar. Jadi ada nervous, ada slip of the tongue gitu. Nah, nervous sama slip of the tongue itu bukan hanya secara seperti anxiety ya, atau kamu hanya psikologis, tapi itu semua terpengaruh ya. Jadi juga secara fisik kita juga mempengaruhi, terutama oksigen. Jadi kamu harus oksigen yang cukup. Ketika kamu sudah tergopoh-gopoh ya, kamu nggak tenang, itu jantung kan berpacu nggak?
Benar.
Makanya ketika dipanggil MC ya, nah kamu kedepannya itu nggak usah langsung itu ditancap gas, darahnya jangan langsung naik gitu. Aduh aku mati, jangan begitu gitu, relax. Jadi tarik nafas dulu, duduk, posisikan kamu itu duduknya udah enak, baru berdiri. Jadi jangan langsung. Terus kamu langsung mulai begitu sampai di depan. Itu yang menyebabkan darahnya nggak lancar, ya kan, yang dipompa oleh jantung, dan oksigennya juga nafas kamu nggak normal. Ketika nafasnya nggak normal, oksigen yang akan memacu darah ke otak juga nggak lancar. Jadi semua terkontaminasi. Kamu jadi di sini jelimet-jelimet, lebek-lebek, ya kan? Mulut kamu juga nggak bagus. Jadi kan kalau begitu kan terkesan oleh reviewers dan audiens pronunciation kamu nggak bagus kan? Padahal kamu tahu itu nggak benar. Oke? Jadi tarik nafas dulu, biasakan tarik nafas, relax dan senyum. Ya, misalnya kalau ngajar juga ngajari senyum 1, senyum 2, senyum 3 itu boleh kalian latih. Jadi kalau nanti belum dibuka misalkan oleh ibu kaprodi atau dosen yang lainnya, boleh latihan dulu ya. Nah, kemudian MC ini berpengaruh ya. MC kepanjangannya adalah
Master of Ceremony.
Iya, karena dia Master of Ceremony, dia yang mempengaruhi suasana atmosfer itu. Nah, MC jangan sampai MC-nya yang lebih monoton dan lebih tegang. Jadi MC kamu harus menyenangkan. Kamu bisa easy going, relax dan fun. Kamu juga harus banyak beri joke kepada mereka. Jadi canda apa gitu. Jadi tadi ketika kita lihat ya sama-sama gimana MC-nya.
Flat.
Terus
Kinda nervous.
dia nervous. Kenapa MC-nya nervous? Kan sudah berapa kali MC? Bukan pertama kali kan? Nah, nggak pertama kali, terus juga sudah sempro kan? Nah, terus ini juga mengganggu loh ketika kamu bawa kertas besar. Tandanya kamu nggak siap. Kalau kita lagi di depan, kita lagi jadi presenter ataupun MC, kita bawa kertas besar itu menandakan kita nggak siap. Kalau kita siap, kita bawanya cukup catatan kecil karena kita sudah ada poin-poinnya, sudah menguasai agendanya nanti gitu. Jadi upayakan kamu hindarin itu. Gitu, latihan dikuasai saja vocabnya, utterances-nya, Baik. Nah, jadi MC karena kamu sangat mempengaruhi, kamu pas opening ya kamu harus relax dulu, kamu memberi warna dulu pada waktu sinkronnya itu. Nah, jadi Miss itu juga suka MC. Jadi kalau MC itu Miss upayakan seceria mungkin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Welcome for today's seminar. Gitu. Intonasinya naikkan sedikit. Tapi senyum. Gerak kamu sedikit. Ketika kamu ngomong, eye contact-nya gunakan, ya kan? Natap gitu, natap ceria. Jadi nggak nge-flag, nggak. Good morning everyone. Dia adorable. Nah, kemudian kamu baca asaf juga kan? Baca asafnya juga pakai penegasan supaya enak gitu kan. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nggak harus ketika kita reciting asaf, berarti kita harus monoton gitu, flat gitu. Ya kita boleh juga pakai ekspresi, kan udah hafal kan? Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu hal adullukum ala tijaratin tunjikum min adzabin alim. Nah, boleh kamu sedikit turun, tengok lagi. Tu'minuna billahi wa rasulihi wa tujahiduna fi sabilillahi bi amwalikum wa anfusikum dzalikum khairul lakum in kuntum ta'lamun. Jadi boleh gerak kepalanya sedikit ke sana, sedikit ke sini. Itu menandakan kamu manusia hidup, bukan robot. Nah, itu sedikit banyak nanti nari audiens pun relax. Oh iya, MC-nya menguasai. Jadi aku pun tenang solo. Seolah-olah presenter ngerti ada chemistry gitu ke MC. Oh MC ini naungin kami kok gitu. Dia yang master of ceremony tenang ada MC gitu. Tapi kalau ke MC-nya udah nervous, ya mereka lebih gitu. Kacau nih kayak mana nih gitu. Nggak ada yang mau diandalkan. Tapi kalau nervousnya sudah relax, santai, oh aku tinggal ikuti aja arahan MC kan gitu. Secara psikologisnya benar nggak? Nah, jadi ini saling berhubungan ya. Jadi MC juga harus relax, presenter juga relax. Sama-sama. Kalian harus ada chemistry. Oke, jadi nanti MC upayakan untuk lebih menguasai, tenang, dan juga operator ya, IT. Kamu jangan ngelamun ya. Kenapa masih bilang gitu? Ini sudah mengkode dari tadi. Belum, next, balikkan lagi, balik begitu. Artinya ketika presenter lagi mempresentasikan itu, kamu simak bagian yang mana. Kayak tadi nggak bergerak-gerak ada. Kemudian apa lagi? Sudah kelewatan kecepatan, masih ngomong di situ. Presenter mendesain untuk slide-nya kan ada, dia dibuat banyak, kontennya satu slide. Nah, jadi karena nggak tahu ya, mungkin apakah operator hari ini sudah sarapan atau belum. Itu nanti tanggung jawab kalian ya. Kan ini kan volunteer. Kasihlah dia supportnya, di support, sediakan sarapan supaya dia juga on. Nanti kalau dia off, bingung kan ya. Mana ini udah lanjut udah apa? Jadi sementara audiens melihat slide-nya ketika berbicara. Gitu ya. Oke? Bisa ya. Jadi ini kalian satu tim namanya, satu tim. Jadi saling berkoordinasi, saling support, ingetin temennya jangan lupa sarapan, jangan nervous, jangan lupa tidur cepat. Jadi pronunciation tadi ternyata berarti tidak ada masalah ya. Berarti pronunciation tadi cuman karena nervous. Iya. Kemudian ini nomor 1 saya mulai si Adik Imas ya. Adik Imas itu tadi headnya udah, kemudian leg ya, leg itu leg bacanya. Kamu tadi bacanya lag. Itu nervous atau memang belum tahu?
Kak itu belum tahu.
Oh belum tahu, ya udah kasih tahu ya. Nah, boleh nanti cek di apa Digital Dictionary ya. Itu leg off, bukan luck. Kalau luck keberuntungan. Kemudian tadi Widya Sani udah menyebutkan bagaimana menyebutkan educational ya, educational. Kemudian ini Miss buat catatan suaranya ya tadi. Suaranya kamu jangan lemes sekali, dihidupkan, buat intonasinya. Ada up and down ya. Jadi mana yang middle voice ya, down voice. Kemudian ada tadi kata speaking. Coba mana Widya? Apa tadi? Mas, bagian mana speaking? Ada kata-kata speaking. bukan speak tadi ya, tapi in speaking. Bagian mana tadi ya? Mana tadi ini Mas ya? Ini in speak English. Iya, in speaking English. Itu ditambahin. Kemudian kalau baca judulnya kayak mana?
Identification.
Coba cek dictionary-nya. Coba cek. Ada kan digital dictionary-nya?
Identification.
Ya, cek dulu, coba cek. Karena ini juga sudah selalu Miss ingetin nih pronunciation-nya. Tapi ya berulang-ulang ya, itu karena mungkin nggak di-record ya. Jadi teman yang udah sempro, dia udah nervous dengan pertanyaan-pertanyaan dari review dan lupa semua, nggak disampaikan juga ke temennya.
Identification.
Identification. Jadi bukan ident, tapi ident. Kemudian di bagian population. Population, nah itu kan populationnya apa itu? Yang 256 itu apa? Students kan? Nah, jadi kita kan ada situ students.
Oh ya.
Iya. Kan nggak tahu itu 256 itu apa yang mau di divide into 8 classes.
Iya.
Kemudian ada kamu letakkan di situ purposive, ada disebutkan tadi purposive sampling. Nah, pada purposive sampling itu dibuat di sini. Masukkan saja. Berarti kan kamu cara mengambil sampelnya pakai purposive sampling. Itu strategi pengambilan sampel kan data. Kemudian teknik of analyzing data. Nanti aja biar aja dia nyatat, nggak usah Maya yang betulin. Si ADI masih nyatat, nanti dia betulin sendiri. Lanjut. Belum sarapan betul dia. Teknik of analyzing data. Nah, di situ apa aja yang belum pas? Di slide.
Arahnya gitu. Ngarahinnya kemana gitu?
Ini isi teknik of analyzing data yang belum pas apa? Dari kalimatnya. Ayo. Kalau masih proposal apa tesisnya? Present kan? Karena kan masih rancangan. Jadi itu sudah bentuk pas, kan belum dilaksanakan. Itu kok pakai Word? Bener enggak?
Oh iya.
Iya, kalau pakai Word kan udah selesai. Oke? Dah. Jadi nanti pastikan ya CMC udah sarapan dan kalian ketika jadi presenter sudah tampil depan koordinasi ya. Nah, jadi adik Imas upayakan untuk tidak kamu hanya melihat catatan kamu tapi nggak melihat slide yang diklik oleh
Itu apa?
oleh operator. Jadi waktu operator bagaimana slide-nya kamu ngomong bagian mana, kamu harus agak nengok sedikit. Atau slide-nya nggak pas. Tadi karena yang Miss buat catatan di sini Miss tidak sesuai, tidak berkoordinasi. Jadi si Imas koordinasi dengan si Maya. Misalkan slide-nya pas atau enggak. Ya. Antara next dan back, back gitu. Untuk previous slide-nya kamu katakan next. Nanti dia misalkan belum pas gitu. Jadi jangan kamu tancap aja sementara ini panitia nggak sejalan gitu ya. Oke? Kemudian tadi udah ya identification, sini Dwi Purnama sekarang. Tadi head hit udah tahu ya. Udah identification udah tahu ya. Kemudian lihat backgroundnya. Next slide. Mana tadi ada yang cerita tentang ke tradisional itu di bagian mana tadi? Background.
Identification.
Oh iya.
Poin ketiga, Miss.
Mana?
Back my.
Poin ketiga itu, Miss.
Oh iya.
Itu, Miss.
Traditional way. Nah, jadi itu bisa diganti ya. Kalau tradisional nanti maknanya jadi berbeda. Tradisional itu kan culture tradisional, kayaknya kurang pas gitu. Walaupun ya bisa saja kalau mau dipaksa-paksakan. Tapi lebih bagus kamu menggunakan conventional way atau monoton, ya kan? Ya kan? Kan dia monoton misalkan, atau dia apa? Iya, gitu. Kemudian untuk limitation, ini kan this researcher wants to limit itu adalah bahasa di proposal dan bahasa spoken. Jadi kamu mau melimitasi penelitian kamu bagian apa? Letakkan di mana? Yang mau dibatasi apa? The effect of using Scrabble games.
Jadi yang itu aja gitu.
Ya, apa berarti yang mau kamu ini kan? Adjektif kan?
Iya.
Ya letakkan adjektif aja. Buat aja mungkin tanda panah bisa vocabulary, tanda panah ke bawah, adjektif. Kan kamu konteks yang akan kamu teliti adalah tentang vocab kan? Nah, kajiannya mau mengkaji tentang vocabulary. Jadi tentang bagian mana dari vocabulary? Adjektif. Letakkan saja adjektif. Jadi nggak usah text point. Jadi intinya saja. Begitu. Kemudian apalagi tadi itu nama chapter 2. Chapter 2. Nah, chapter 2 itu kan teori. Ya kan? Yang disebut dia karya ilmiah adalah dia mengambil expert kan untuk landasan teori kita. Nah, ini kata siapa? The nature of vocabulary. Vocabulary adalah definisinya itu menurut siapa? Ada kan? Nah, yaudah nanti diletakkan di situ. Nah, kalau kamu bisa hafal itu lebih bagus lagi. Kamu cuma meletakkan di situ di slide-nya definisi vocabulary menurut siapa? Menurut si ini tahun sekian yang kamu. Iya. Nama expertnya dan tahunnya kalau kamu bisa hafal. Tapi kalau sekiranya kamu takut nervous dan lupa, ya udah tetap letakkan di slide.
Atau dicontek.
Begitu, atau di catatan kecil gitu, ya. Jadi itu letakkan menurut siapa, dan types of vocabulary juga menurut siapa. Kemudian vocabulary mastery. Jadi kamu menerjemahkan dari judul ini kan. Nah, terus apa lagi? Next. Terus adalah udah ini operator lagi catatannya. Kemudian sekarang Widya Sani. Tadi udah ya. Widya Sani, kita go to the limitation. Nah, limitationnya coba diperhatikan. Ini apa yang belum pas? Coba yang lain lihat, yang belum pas apa? Tesis? Enggak lah, itu kan pasif, bentuk pasif.
Research focus on.
Apanya coba yang belum pas? Ayo, tadi sudah disampaikan.
Oh, ini yang untuk speaking ya,
Spoken.
Iya, spoken itu kan, spoken language. Jadi dia jangan text point, tapi kamu membatasi. Itu judul kamu enggak?
Iya.
Itu judul kan? Berarti kan belum ada limitasi nih. Kamu membatasi kemana? Itu kan tentang reading anxiety. Apakah semua jenis reading anxiety mau diteliti? Iya.
Itu kan
Banyak itu tadi di chapter 2-nya.
yang mau dilimit apa? Perception juga dari
Ya memang perception. Perception itu kan ini, reading anxiety itu kamu jenisnya ada trait anxiety, state anxiety. Nih, ada karakteristik kan udah kamu buat tuh. Reading anxiety itu dia. Definisinya menurut siapa ini juga belum ada ya dibuat. Jadi ini kamu membatasi kemana? Kalau kamu nggak membuat batasan, berarti semua kajian anxiety akan kamu teliti. Gitu. Bener kan, Widya Sani? Nah, cobalah itu kamu mau yang mana? Kamu batasi dan bahasanya balik tadi. Back to the limitation. Ya. Nah, ini bahasanya letakkan langsung di situ. Apa dia? Kamu bagian anxiety jenis yang mana? Gitu ya. Itu untuk lamanya kamu 2 hari kan nggak di situ tempatnya kan. Kemudian apalagi ini biasa nih sudah itu saja. Oke, sudah. Kita lanjutkan ke Andra. Si Andra tadi catatan misi dia adalah mana dulu? Ini anxiety juga ya. Mengucapkannya adalah anxiety. Kamu belum ngerti ngucapinnya atau nervous tadi? Belum tahu. Jadi apalagi yang kamu teliti speaking, misalkan karena kamu mau presentation tentang speaking, wajib kamu juga membagusi diri kamu. Jadi pastikan cek di dictionary, ya kan? How can you research someone or students performance in speaking meanwhile your speaking is not good enough as the standard. Jadi kamu dulu bagusin, karena nanti kan nggak bisa ngukurnya kalau kamu aja nggak bisa menilai diri kamu gitu kan. Bener nggak kira-kira saran di sini? Ya cocok ya. Jadi ada beberapa kosakata tadi Miss perhatikan, yang Miss catat. Nah ini coba, yang ke bagian bawah ini, yang kolom paling bawah. Nah coba baca. Nah itu, ya itu yang ada tanda kursornya itu, yang hidup kursornya.
Students are afraid of being loved, and if they make mistake in speaking English.
Buka coba yang ada kursornya aja itu. Buka dictionary-nya. Bagaimana mengucapkannya? Udah? Dapat? Ada?
Lot.
Ya, love ya. Jadi bukan lock. Jadi GH itu bunyinya seperti F. Love. Love. Gitu. Terus untuk di awal present. Present. Bedakan present dengan present. Jadi present hadiah. Waktu sekarang itu present. Present mempersembahkan, menyajikan, mempresentasikan. Present. Kemudian ada lagi tadi di bagian mana ini?
Ada yang bukan ada.
Ada kata sebelumnya coba, sebelumnya lagi kata nggak di sini kan? Oh itu enggak yang pertama itu tuh yang setelah background of the research tanda panah yang paragraf pertama. Bagaimana mengucapkannya Andra?
Teacher learning is not focusing on student language skill, especially speaking skill.
Oh ya. Coba cek dictionary. Ada yang kursornya itu ke kata-katanya. Yang atas yang pertama. Ya. Coba cek dictionary-nya. Coba hidupkan mana punya yang kuat. Yang kuat tadi punya siapa? Kan focus kan? Kemudian di bagian mana tadi ya? Coba next slide. Di sini kayaknya ya. Next. Kecil-kecil sekali lah ini hurufnya ini loh. Kamu gedein lagi nanti. Itu problem of the research. Coba yang pertama.
What type of anxiety occurs?
Coba itu betulin. Cek. Occurs. Oke. Udah kayaknya itu aja sama siap geraknya itu tadi ya.